Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. Thank you for dropping by. This is the project I have to share with you today. It's this little pocket here and it opens with a magnet, and inside you can store a little notebook and you just put it in there. Isn't that cute? So I loved it and I wanted to share this with you. Now this is Night of Navy, and this paper is the Countryside Inn paper. We're going to use something slightly different today. We're going to be using Fresh Freesia, and we'll be using the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper. So I have here a piece of Fresh Freesia cardstock, and this measures 10 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And now on the short side we are going to score at 1/2 inch, and then again at 7/8 of an inch. So that's a tick just before the 1 inch, and then you're going to flip it around 180 degrees and you're going to do the same thing, 1/2 inch and 7/8 of an inch, just like that. Then you're going to go on to the long side and you're going to score in here at 4 inches, 4 3/8 of an inch, so that's just before the 1/2 inch mark, 8 3/8 of an inch. And these funny measurements are because of the size of my notebook, and that should be everything you need. Now there's one more measurement I've measured out, 8 3/4 inches. So there we go. Whoopsie daisy, jumping the trap. 8 3/4 inches. So you've got here 4 3/8, 8 3/8 and 8 3/4 inches. Okay, so that should be your piece. Okay, so all our scoring done, we're going to fold on all of our score lines. So let's get our bone folder out. Whoopsie daisy, we're just going to fold on all of these score lines. They're quite small, some of them, so make sure you find them and just give them a good burnish. And got quite a few here because of the nature of our little pocket. And last but not least, that one there. And now we can see our pocket's going to fold over something like that. Okay, so initially with a small little rectangle at the front here nearest you, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut up the second score line in up to the second score line, and then you're going to cut that little piece out here along the second score line. So that's all the seconds here. Okay, so 1 2, cut up the second score line to the second score line, and then cut away this flap here at the second score line. But there will be a template for this on the blog. Okay, so now you've got your flap like this. Okay. Okay. So now we need to cut away some of this here as well. So you're going to come down to, if you've cut away here, you're going to come down now towards your first score line. And you're going to cut up to the second score line, and the same on this side, and you're going to cut away this piece here as well. Sometimes it can be a bit difficult to see the score line, especially with all my lights on. Just like that. just like that, to get rid of those pieces as well. So now this is the only bit with all our flaps in, so you're going to cut up what's now the first score line, and it's just going to release these 2 tabs just like this, and here at the top you're just going to give a little angle cut just like that, just up to the first score line. Okay, so now your pocket is going to, this is going to tuck in here, this is going to fold over like that, and then this will come down like that. Okay, so let's, normally I would say put your paper down first, but I think this time, because we're using magnets, it's going to be easier just to put our bag together and then we can see what's going on. The one thing I will do before we start is our flappy bit here, where we cut everything away. I'm going to round the corners. Now I think my round, yeah, it's full up. I need to empty that out and then it will work again. There we go. Sorry for the noise, but there we are. We've rounded those 2 corners. So let's put our box together. So initially I'm going to put glue on these, just these 2 little tabs here. Just like that. Okay, and you're going to bring this in to meet the wall here. It's a second score line. We work in seconds here, and just make sure everything stays nicely squared off there and pinch. So again, bring this tab in like this, meet the second score line, bring the wall up, keep everything nicely squared off. Okay, now we can put glue on this tab and fold that in just like that. Okay, so let's do that. Put glue here, glue here, and we're going to bring the front to meet the back, making sure everything stays as squared off as possible. This does not squared off here. Got glue on my fingers, which I detest. Is there anything you have, any pet peeves you have? Because glue on my fingers is one of my pet peeves. I hate it. So I'm going to bring this up the back to meet the front. Keep everything as squared off and straight as possible, and do the same here on this side. Now I'm going to go in with my bone folder and use that to give everything a really good press down. And now you can see there's our little bag. I'm going to take my little notebook from here. I didn't bring a second one up. And you can see it's just going to fit straight in there, just like that. I'm just going to make sure everything's squared there, and then fold that over just like that. So now we can start to put our paper down. I've got here the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper. I put my first piece down here on the back. So I love this paper. It looks to me like little tulips, this design here. And as I said, you'll find the measurements on my blog post. If you do like this project, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know, and do consider subscribing. This was actually a project we made in Online Card Club. I thought I'd share it with you. I host a monthly online card club in my Facebook group. So now we're going to have our 2 little flaps, one on the front, one on the back. So let's round the corners here too. Okay, so let's put this one down. Let's put this on the front like that. Lovely. Now I'm going to put my magnets on first. So I'm going to get some tear and tape out. And I'm just going to use these to adhere my magnets. And I'm going to try and see. No, this last one I didn't put the magnet under the paper on the one side, and it worked really well. I'm going to try and put it under the paper and see. I don't always feel it works well if both magnets are under the paper, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. So make sure your magnets are on the right orientation as well, that they're not repelling each other. That wouldn't be very good, would it now? Oops, sorry about the squeak. Push this down. There we go. So now we can remove our backings. We can get it off. Put down our piece of pattern paper. And I have to say, I never used to be a Tombow woman. I preferred my tape runner, but as I've got more and more into crafting over the years, I've changed. Do you find you change your style? What tools you use change? Is there anything that you never used before that suddenly now you just can't craft without? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so let's round the corners of this last piece here. There we go, all nicely rounded. So let us stick this down. And I know I always put my lid back on my Tombow. It's not because I'm afraid of it drying out so much. It's more afraid of me losing it. If it's on the lid, it can't get lost. Well, that's how I view it anyway. So stick this down. Just like that. Actually, that doesn't work too bad. That works really well. That's nice. Okay. Set that all aside. Do a little bit of time to do a little bit of stamping. Stamp set I'm going to be using is one of my favourites, Go-To Greetings. I'm going to use this one that says Just a Note. And a Stampin' Fresh Feature ink, because that's the cardstock we used. So let's just ink this up nicely. And anywhere down here will be fine. Down, hold, 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 and up. Lovely. Okay. Going to bring in my trimmer now, and we're just going to, whoops, sorry for the noise, trim this out using my trimmer. There we go. And there we are. Lovely. Oh, I think I want a little bit off the side now. Yeah, perfecto. Happy with that. So move that aside. More Tombow on the back here. And we're just going to mat it on a piece of Fresh Feature cardstock. I've just got a scrap here from cutting the base for my notebook. So just going to stick that on like that. Get my scissors. Going to cut this out. Just like that, that'll do me. Bring back a little booklet, more glue. And then just going to put this down just like that, and there you can see we've got our two different notebooks, and you can tell me which colourway you prefer. So, thank you for watching. As I said, don't forget to subscribe, and I would love it if you could like the video, if you did like it, obviously. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.